Hello and welcome to the third part of my tutorial on audio visualization in Blender. This will be a quite unusual part already, third part, and quite unusual because I will talk a lot and I will have to describe some stuff to you. It has been a long time since part 2 was uploaded, and of course I want to apologize and tell you why this was. Also, we have already a plan change regarding to the upcoming parts and even this part of the tutorial, because I had to rethink something and I wanted to describe this to you too. And in the end, in the very end of this part of the tutorial, we will do some work, but just some work. So we will not come up as promised in the second part, at the end of the second part of the tutorial with this one, but in both of the upcoming parts. Sounds strange? Okay, keep on listening because now I have to describe something to you. So here we go. What happened? Why did it all take so long? I want to be very honest with you. I could come up with a lot of lame excuses, but I want to be honest with you. I had a bit of a motivation problem during the first month of the existence of this channel and the 2 videos uploaded. There were so few views, okay, such a little number of views, that I started to think about, well, is there an audience? Is there a demand for the whole thing? Am I doing everything right? Is my English maybe too dodgy? My style of teaching maybe not suited for most of the people? I didn't know. I just saw that the view count was very, very low. And if it stayed like this, well, I would not have continued this series. But now we do. So much for the past. And now about the plan change. After I uploaded the second part of the video, a good friend of mine asked me, and now what? Okay, you want to do the red frequency analyzer, I call it so for short. And how will you teach it? How will you do it? I innocently described to my friend what I was about to do. That was teaching you to build the red frequency analyzer using a feature in Blender called drivers. Well, and my friend looked at me and said, "Are you absolutely crazy?" Okay, I knew instantly what he meant, because drivers is a very rarely used thing in Blender, and most of the even experienced Blender users do not even know about drivers, that this feature exists. It is a very poorly documented feature, and you can do almost everything without drivers in Blender, so it gets unnoticed most of the time. I'm now fiddling around with Blender since several years, and just 1 year ago I found out about the feature called drivers, and my first question was, for what possibly can someone use this? I couldn't find any application for this, and later on I found out that drivers are indeed very useful for some stuff which is more complicated. But my friend made me aware of the fact that there was an easier way to get the red frequency analyzer done than using drivers. It would be shooting cannons at sparrows, if this makes any sense. It's a saying in German, maybe it also makes sense in English. So I decided to create the red frequency analyzer 2 times. One time in a more easier way, but using a not so flexible technique, and one time with the drivers. So the plan is the following. We will lay the foundation for both of the ways to create the red frequency analyzer in this part still, and then in the next part I will show you an easy but not flexible way to create it. Then in the next part we will really see something you have to get your head around. I say Blender drivers are not very intuitive, if this is the right term. You will have to do some brain work. Okay, let's start. We will lay the foundation for both of the upcoming 2 parts in this one, and this is, and now listen, creating a black screen. Yeah, if you thought that the results of the first 2 parts were not pretty and not amazing, well, this part will give you even less, because we will create a black screen. Why? Because if you look at the video of the red frequency analyzer, you see it is not everything gray as in the parts before, but black. We have a black background. There is, some people do not see it, there is a 50% reflecting, mirroring ground plane below everything, a floor. And of course, the cubes are black in the resting state, in that flat state as they are here. And the more they go up, they are red. But we will not care about the red today. We will just make everything black. So let's start with this. And first we bring darkness into the world. We do this by, let me turn on the screencast keys quickly. I always forget this. So here you can see now what I'm doing. So let's go over here to the world settings. And here below you find the horizon color at the horizon, and it is this ugly gray. I don't know how they could come up with this. And we turn this down to black. Let's render this out quick. Yeah, I know this is not pretty, but it is that Blender doesn't know which face is up in this one if the cubes are completely flat. But as they are seldomly completely flat and will black after all, yeah, this is okay. Okay, let's go further. What do we need? We need a black ground plane, a floor, which is 50% reflecting. So let's add mesh plane. Yeah, there we have one. And let's scale this up. Oh, well, let's say 100 times. S100 and return. Important thing is that it stretches all over the screen and that there are no borders or something like that. I like the word now. So let's render this out. This is not exactly what we want. We don't want a gray plane. So let's go to the material settings of the plane, where it is again. I didn't work with Blender for quite a long time. And it has no material right now, so we add one by clicking here. And we simply set the diffuse color to black. Let's render this out. Now we have the same as we had before, before we added the plane. So what else? We just want to go down here to the mirror section of the material, check this checkbox, expand this one, and set the reflection to 0.5, which is 50% mirroring, as you can see here. For the Blender newbies, you shouldn't be here, but I also tell you, reflectivity 1.0 would be 100% reflecting. 0.0 is no reflection at all. So we can't see the reflection while the cubes are down. So let's go a bit further here until everything starts. And let's select the peak. And now let's render this one. Yeah, and we see those cubes are reflecting down here. This is great. So let's stop it. Hello? Yeah, the computer is a bit slow when I'm also recording. I will get an SSD only for recording this afternoon. Yeah. Okay. What else? We need to color those cubes. If they are flat, let's go back to the starting frame 1. It's a good way of keeping things sorted if you always go back to frame 1. So, okay, in this starting position, if no sound is playing, all cubes should be flat and they should all be black. So let's take care of the resting position. Currently, all those cubes share the same material. They have the default material because I used the default cube to create them. They are copies of the default cube. So now, let's make them black by turning the diffuse color down. And as they all share the same material, which will change soon, now everything is black. Let's render this out. So this is our black screen we wanted to create. This is everything. And in the next parts, we will bring the red in. So this is it, our black screen. everything we wanted to do in this part. In the next part, we will create the red frequency analyzer finally, but in a very easy and not so flexible way. If you want to do a simple coloring like bringing red or yellow or green or blue or whatever in, the next part will tell you absolutely everything you need to know if you want to do simple stuff. But if you want to do more complex coloring schemes such as, let's say, no noise is black, a bit of a noise is red, the next half of the noise is yellow, and at the top we have a white, then you need drivers, and I want to scare off a few people, you even have to program a bit of Python. So I know some people will rejoice now and say, yeah, Python programming, I always wanted to learn about this in Blender. We will do just a bit of it. Maybe I will do some more later, but we will do some Python programming. But in the next part, we will not even touch drivers. We will, and I can tell this to you, we will learn how to copy complete F-curves like this one with all the modifiers to another F-curve and manipulate it. So far for this one. I hope to see you in the next part, and I'm so sorry about the delay and the confusion. So, see you in the next part.